So the Twitter account for PCMR, they're trolling. They said, I put this post out here, but before then, I wanted to go ahead and give you a little bit of context as to why I'm even bothering showing this post or even talking about this. I was looking at a thread. Some people were arguing and stuff, and one of them was a console guy, and some PC folk were in there. They were all talking about, your platform is this, your platform is that, and I'm just scrolling down, just nodding my head. And the guy on console went ahead and threw out, well, let's see you play GTA 6. Now, I've noticed that a lot of folk would do that. They'll be like, where's your GTA 6? But you got to understand that a lot of people who actually say this stuff don't understand the irony that they actually have to wait for a game to make their platform relevant. A third-party game that is not a product of the platform that they said they chose because the platform had the games that they wanted. Yet, they bought the platform and are excited about a third-party game that has been waiting for the longest time. And so many of them kind of think that, oh, this is a similar mindset that other people have as well. That these other people are probably just reeling and waiting and excited just like they are for these other titles that they're looking forward to, or this GTA game that they're just, oh my gosh, it's such a great big deal, not realizing that, man, a lot of PC gamers could not be bothered at all with some stinking GTA game. Believe it or not, like you'll be very surprised to see the attitude that a lot of people have towards this particular notion. In fact, let me show you something very interesting here, and then we'll kind of point out that little aspect. So they go ahead and put, how patient are you? Then they put a little thing here saying paying, $150 to play GTA 6 3 days before launch day. They're probably going to sell like an early access edition or some big deluxe, premium shiny edition. Or play GTA 6 for free after Epic Games Store gives it away in 2035. You know what's funny? That kind of made me chuckle a bit, but the funny thing about this is my copy of GTA 5 that I own is free. It was given for free on the Epic Games Store. I have it. I've never installed it. Never. I don't think I ever will. Maybe, I don't care. You know what I mean? But the crux of the issue here is not that, one ecosystem, one platform is not, interested in GTA 6. It's just one thing about the PC platform is a lot of people are just in that part where they're just happy and content with whatever it is that they're already playing on PC. Old games are the moniker of the PC gamer. A lot of people have said, don't underestimate, Grand Theft Auto, it's this game that, man, and I'm like, dude, if you read the comments underneath this post, you're going to be surprised. A lot of people are like, this person said all games are new if you haven't played them before. I mean, just a lot of people are just like, yeah, with the economy the way it is, nah, I'm not going to go ahead and do that. Another really cool and interesting thing, too, is the way PC gamers actually treated Kingdom Hearts. PC gamers basically waited, for Kingdom Hearts to come to Steam. It was crazy. The game had like an Epic Games exclusive, right? But a bunch of people just waited, right? They literally just waited because in their minds, they can buy one version, they can chill, right? And they can basically do things like mod the game, do all kinds of fun, crazy stuff, or maybe just not. I mean, why would I be bothered to go and find somebody and start giving them money when they're not serving me? Why would I be chasing them down? You know what I mean? There are a lot of people that are like that. They don't want to chase you down to give you money. They want you to come and ask for the money nicely in the best possible way. And you're going to find a lot of them, on different platforms. It's not just relegated to PC, but some people really overestimate how these games are going to be pretty much go ahead and make somebody, do that, lose their minds. Oh, well, you look at that. I told you, you're gonna go buy, a console for GTA 6. Some gamers aren't going to do that. Some will, but there are going to be many who look at it and say, nah, when it's ready, it's going to come our way. Then there's going to be the people who are like, if it's not giving it to me for free, I'm not going to touch it. And that's what you're going to see. Now, another thing, from a data-driven perspective, too, this is not just to talk about, some sociological construct or whatever it is, or, I'm just making stuff up. There are a lot of games to play on PC. There really are a lot of games to play on PC. Like, there's not a lack, of video games to play. If the idea was, what am I going to be doing? What am I going to do with myself, man? When this game comes out, man, it's insane. What are we going to do? I mean, you can simply just take a calculator to look at the launches in terms of games from when the last GTA game launched in 2013 and just run the numbers. By 2014, there were 1,700 and how many games on Steam? 1,713 games, right? The following year, 4,657. The following year, 6,934. The following year, 8,881. The following year, 8,086. The following year, 9,667. The following year, 11,280. The following year, 12,337. The following year, 14,206. The following year, 18,779 games. Altogether, there are 96,450 games that launched from that year to 2024. And so far, this year, there are already 7,530 games. There are over 100,000 games that have launched in that time period on Steam. Some people are going to yell and say, oh, but it's shovelware. I dare you to come and look at those games and look at each one and look at the players playing and look at the title, what the genre is, and then count how many are shovelware. Because these games are mostly indie titles. There's shovelware. I'm not saying that there's not shovelware, but they're getting players. They're getting, hundreds and thousands of players depending on the game. Some of them, people just like these kinds of games. People just like these, really fun games that just, say, oh, what's going on here? Some of them are indie games, high quality, high production or whatever it is, but there are games and they're seeing users actually play them, if you get what I mean. So, again, these are the kinds of things that these kind of companies have to go ahead and deal with. And this is not even just talking about, this is just talking about so far. By the time this what is their name? By the time these guys, right? Or by the time the end of the year, hits, that number would have also climbed very well. And by the time GTA 6 comes out, there's also a much significant number at the end of the day. So once again, it's not that there is a lack of games to play. And this is one thing that a lot of folk on the console base, probably don't necessarily understand about the PC ecosystem that make them say things like that. Let me show you a very telling contrast. And this is, by all means, take this with a grain of salt because this is, ChatGPT. I just asked the prompt. I said, how many games have been released on PlayStation 5 console this year? Well, I didn't spell year properly. I guess I'm going to ask that prompt again. So this AI model, scrawled the web and said approximately 3,297 games have been released for the PlayStation 5 since its launch in 2020, according to Moby Games. While the exact number of PS5 games released specifically in 2025 isn't readily available, they want that this AI model wants to highlight some notable titles that have been released this year. I don't care. I just want to know how many games have been released this year. But again, look at this number. If the approximate number is about 3,297, in comparison, over twice that number have already been launched on PC. If you think that a lot of these PC gamers are going to jump out there and go and start buying GTA 6, you have not taken the time to look at those numbers. And I'm curious to look at Moby Games and look at their link to this particular, okay, so this is where the PlayStation 5 games list. There are 3,567 video games on the PlayStation 5. They were released between the years 2019 and 2025. Okay. 126,000 people from 4,724 developers and publishers are credited in these titles. So this thing crawled and pulled this out here. Very interesting. So if this is all the number of games that have launched on the PlayStation 5, then it's a no-brainer why, in a sense, a lot of PlayStation and maybe even folk on console are looking forward to GTA 6 because perhaps there's the diversity, not perhaps, obviously, the diversity is not the same. I mean, last year alone, there were 18,000 games. In fact, from 2019 through here, there have been more games launched in 1 year, in any given year, since 2018. No? Since 20... Oh my gosh! You get what I'm trying to say. I can't talk. I'm speechless. It's insane. So, I wanted to go ahead and point out this particular thing that a lot of people are not paying attention to, thinking that somewhere, somehow, PC gamers are just going to jump in there and do that. When they waited for Kingdom Hearts, after having waited many years, to leave Epic Games and then go to Steam. Why did they do that? Well, I think it's obvious now. Yes, sure, maybe they had a little sense of, pride, or they wanted to basically stick it to Epic Games, but they also had games to play. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Talk to me in the comment section. Peace out.